The samurai were not born warriors. They were shaped, not by chaos, but by clarity. Their power didn't come from the sword, it came from the code, a code called Bushido, the way of the warrior. And that path began not with violence, but with silence, with restraint, with acceptance of one truth: death is certain, life is not. The samurai woke each morning as if they had already died. In doing so, they remove fear. When you have nothing left to lose, clarity arrives, presence sharpens, petty worries fade. And in that space, the warrior is born, a man or woman who does not cling, who does not beg, who acts when action is needed and bows when it is not. This was the foundation of samurai discipline, not dominance but dignity, not brutality but balance. And it began with one principle: you are already gone. So live fully, speak little, move cleanly, die well. The samurai meditated on death, not once, not yearly, but daily. This practice, called shukatsu, wasn't morbid, it was clarifying. The samurai believed that to fear death is to be a slave to it. So instead of avoiding it, they invited it in, visualized it, embraced it, and in doing so they disarmed its power. The result? A mind that doesn't panic when the blade is drawn, a body that does not flinch when insulted, a heart that isn't ruled by desire or outcome. In modern life, we fear endings, rejections, failures, but the samurai trained to face the worst so they could live at peace with the best. Tsunetomo wrote, "Meditation on inevitable death should be performed daily. When one's mind is constantly on death, the life of the moment becomes vivid and real. When death is accepted, life becomes sacred. Every meal a ceremony, every bow a farewell, every breath a prayer. And this is how the warrior begins to awaken." Bushido was not vague. It was precise. The samurai lived by 7 distinct virtues, each one a blade, each one practiced in posture, not just principle. G, righteousness. Do what is right, not what is easy. U, courage. Act in the face of fear, quietly, firmly. Jin, compassion. True strength protects. Mercy is not weakness. Rei, respect. In every bow is the recognition of another soul. Makoto, honesty. Say only what you are ready to honor. Meiyo, honor. Live in a way you would not be ashamed to die. Chugi, loyalty. Serve what is greater than yourself, your code, your clan, your vow. These weren't ideas, they were actions. Samurai bowed deeply, spoke minimally, and moved with awareness. They did not seek admiration, they sought alignment. And they judged themselves not by what they felt, but by what they did, even when no one saw. Readiness was not an event, it was a ritual. The samurai prepared in silence. They polished blades not just to shine metal, but to train presence. They dressed in armor like monks dressing for prayer. They sat in stillness to quiet the mind before war disturbed it. These rituals weren't decoration. They were discipline, a way to live in rhythm. When emotion rose, return to breath. When chaos came, return to form. When insult burned, return to stillness. Even in modern life, this applies. Ritual protects us from impulse. It creates anchor in storm. It is the repetition of control when the world tempts you to react. For the samurai, ritual meant readiness, and readiness was peace. The samurai did not shout in battle. They didn't argue. They trained to strike cleanly, without emotion. Their power wasn't just in their sword, it was in their restraint. They understood that speaking too soon reveals fear. Acting too fast reveals ego. They trained to move only when the moment demanded it, and not a second before. This discipline of non-reaction is what gave them their edge. Even in today's world, the lesson remains: speak less, observe more, listen beyond words. The loudest person is rarely the most powerful, but the one who waits, who watches, who chooses, they hold the real sword. Samurai were not loyal to applause. They were loyal to principle, to duty, to legacy. Loyalty didn't mean slavery. It meant serving a purpose greater than the self. Their family, their clan, their word, their code. Even if no one saw, especially when no one saw. In modern life, we measure success by recognition. The samurai measured by invisible alignment. Were you where you said you'd be? Did you speak with honor? Did you serve without the need for thanks? This is Bushido, and this is why their power remains. You don't need a master to serve. You only need a purpose and the discipline to serve it daily. You carry a sword, not made of steel, but of decisions, of self-control, of integrity. The samurai knew that your greatest battle is not against others, but against your own weakness. They trained to be unshakable, not so they could conquer others, but so they could conquer themselves, their ego, their fear, their hunger for glory. Bushido still whispers to us today, live cleanly, speak truth, move with grace, accept death, and in doing so, live fully. Thank you for walking this path with Iron Mind Journal. Subscribe for more ancient fire for the modern mind.